Yo, what's up, guys? So this one is called Be Cool, Man. Why not? So this is inspired by Jay Fingers, Be Cool Productions. Okay, if you're not following Jay, go follow him. His videos are hilarious, and every time he laughs, I crack up, dude. Every time, dude. I love your laugh, my guy. This is a story I've never told this, and this is really a story of three guys being cool in the industry, and even in fucked up scenarios, right? So let me lay it out like this. Okay, so I was a composer on a film. I'm not going to talk about composing. You don't have to click out. Mostly I'm talking about being cool and directing and this kind of shit and writing all that. But I was a composer on someone's film, and you know, it was like $6 million budget, and you know, so that's not small. So I'm like, this is a pretty good gig, you know. But I got fired off it. And why'd I get fired off it? I got fired for a reason I don't think is my fault. Meaning the director, when I'm like, we gotta talk about what the fuck you want, you know? And he hung up on me. And I'm like, bro, you can't do that. Like, that's not pro, dude. We gotta talk about this shit, you know? And he kind of lost his mind, you know? Why? Like, I want to defend him a little bit, okay? But, you know, I'll get to that shit. But, so he was coming off, like, probably, I don't know, $30,000 short, you know, and then jumped up to $6 million, you know, budget. So that's a big leap. So I get it. I haven't experienced it, but I get why he had a fucking meltdown. There's so many moving parts that he did not see coming. All right, and that's where I'm going with this story. So I got fired, you know, and also in this story, you'll see how fucking small Hollywood is. Okay, it's so fucking meta. I'm gonna get to some meta shit in a minute. But so I get fired, and so I'm like, okay. I don't really feel like you gave me a chance to even know what you want. You know, I'm trying to save you, but if you don't tell me, how do I save you? You know? So I get fired, so I'm like, okay. And really, he's the reason, two reasons why I ever started writing in the first place. Are they playing music over here? That's cool. Really, because I got fired off that, but he did do a good thing up front, which is send me the script so that I could read it, so I understand like what the story is. As a composer, do that every time. That's pro. But I read the script and I'm like, I could fix some shit, but I wasn't a writer at that time. But I had some notes on it, but I didn't tell him that because I'm just the composer. Who cares what I think? So then I get fired, and then I'm looking back on that, and I'm going to a meeting at ICM with Bryce Gaeta. I won't name too many names in this because I don't want to embarrass people. That's why I don't name names. Anytime I don't name a name, it's like because I don't want to embarrass anybody. But so I go into ICM. I have that meeting, and we get super. This meeting is about composing, 100%. However, we get super off track and we start talking about writing. And I'm like, no shit, I wonder if I should write something. That's fucking fascinating. And then I'm thinking through like, yeah, I just got fired off this thing, and I saw the notes that I could do on there. I've given notes to multiple people of my exes, you know, and yeah, maybe I should write something, you know, and so that's why I wrote for the first time. And so the point, like, this is layered, man. And so I knew that this director wanted to get signed because the producer on his movie was an ex-agent. So I know he wants to get signed there because he's thinking like, you know, they help me put it together, they can take me back in and get me signed. But that didn't happen because the movie failed, And I did send him a cue later, real quick. I did send him a cue and said, I could have done that for you. I know that's what you want, dude, but you wouldn't talk to me. But I know that's what you wanted, And I don't know if you ever listened to it. I don't know. And so that I'm putting time into writing it, recording it, all this shit, just to make the point, man, I could have done what you wanted. You just didn't give me the opportunity because you wouldn't talk to me. However, so where's the cool part of the story, Jason? It's just getting worse, man. Here it is. So I get signed, and he doesn't, and he has like $6 million behind him. I got nothing, man. I got paperwork. You know what I mean? I got pages. That's it. So I get signed, and I think he respected that to some degree. Okay, so you're legit. You're a legit writer now. Yeah. So it looked like my movie was getting made, and so I asked him. Here's the cool part. So I said to him, I said, hey man, it looks like my movie's getting made. Me directing, in other words. Okay, I'm an ex-composer now, directing and writing. I was what? So I'm like, yeah, it looks like it's getting made, and we have financing. We're going out to talent, all this kind of shit. And I said, hey man, would you mind sitting down with me to talk to me about kind of what you learned through your process? And here's the cool part. He said, yeah, dude, no problem. And so we went and we met for lunch. He fired me, but neither one of us are like, nah, fuck you forever. No, he's being cool, I'm being cool. It's whatever, that's water under the bridge. And, maybe both of us fucked up somehow in that, maybe I fucked up by not asking the right questions or something. I don't know. But we're whatever, that's old news. And yeah, so we meet up. Where'd we meet? I think we met at Ago, I think. And yeah, and basically he sort of kind of apologized, he was just like, man, my head was so underwater, and I'm coming off a small movie going into a huge thing. I didn't know kind of what I was in for. So maybe I fucked up a bit, and I'm like, you did, but I understand, I understand how that could happen. So I'm like, no problem. And yeah, so we had lunch, and we had a great conversation, and I don't consider him an enemy or something. No, I consider him he probably considers me as an acquaintance. I consider him a friend, even though he fired me. Here's the other twist to the story is, I gotta hurry up. Here's a twist to the story, and I'll wrap this up. So I get fired off it, right? And who gets hired on it? One of my homeboys. I'm like, what? You're on that now? He's like, yeah. Okay, so they go off and they do it, but the movie comes out and it fails, And I knew it was gonna fail because it's the wrong music, especially, and there's problems with it. Anyway, so a friend of mine takes my place. This is how small the industry is. Takes my place, and then after that, am I mad? No. I'm like, if I'm gonna get fired off that shit, it might as well be you on it, And so I'm happy for him, And after that, I say, because I'm signed as a writer at this point. I'm not doing composing, but I'm still getting incoming requests to compose on some shit, and so I'm pushing those requests over to him, over to the guy who replaced me. I'm trying to get him work, and I also said, I know of other things that are coming in, bigger stuff too, and I'll try to get you on that. You know? So he's like, yeah. Like, so I was hip pocketing him, the guy who replaced me. Okay? Like, be cool, man. Who cares? Like, you know, so I hip pocketed him for a while, and I'm like, let me try to get you on this meeting. I know there's a movie over here. They're looking for somebody. What are we talking about? Just be cool, man. Does this make sense to anybody? You know, who cares? Be nice, okay? I know all you guys are nice, so I'm just saying this into the wind. But do you see what I'm saying? Later, guys. Good luck. Bye-bye.